Hey guys, Hobbs here. In Scarlet Monastery, I'm going to go over a few extra gold tips today that maybe you hadn't seen in the past. Like, for instance, people are willing to pay for runs now, individually. The key is to find out what's good on your server. You're going to need to find out, every server's different. Some people, 5 gold might be a lot, some might be 25, some might be 100. The key is to find out, to ask and figure out what, obviously what your server is. If it's too high and people are saying, no, that's too much. But if you find that right sweet spot, you'll make the maximum amount of gold. Plus, you're going to get the loot that they're not going to use. Now, the other thing, though, is if they do wipe, the key is to make sure that you loot before you res them, because the coin gets split 4 ways. And if you res, you're going to end up splitting that coin 4 ways. And unfortunately, repairs are quite high for level 80 when you're doing this, because you're pulling the mass amount of mobs. So you want to make sure that you don't lose money, and especially the blues. The blues are good to disenchant. So the looting process takes a little bit longer, but it's definitely worth it in the end. And keep in mind that if you do spend your time resing, because you're looting so much, the mobs are going to start to disappear. For many of my long-term subscribers, I've had a few videos in here when I covered the Horseman's Helm both years, and also a few quick power leveling runs as well, and gold making runs. So run back quick. Make sure that if somebody died, that they run back, because it's quicker for them than for you to spend the time resing. The nice thing with SM Cathedral is you got these pillars that you can hide behind, bubble, and then self-res. The thing is obviously you don't want to die being level 80, because then the repair cost goes right through the roof. That's the one thing, and it is possible. It is possible. I know that with all the buffs and all the upgrades that you've gotten in the talent tree, it's still possible. It's not as hard as it was at level 70. Another blue. But the thing is, you want to make sure you don't get below, let's say, 20% health. Lots of good loot too. These greens, greens at this level, you just want to sell on the auction house. You don't want to actually disenchant them at this level. Yes on the blues, no on the greens. Greens, try to sell them, and they do add up. Near the end, I'll show you how much I actually did receive on only a few short runs, plus the gold that was paid up front as well. So that's 400 to start with, and then plus whatever you make during the run. That amulet's quite handy too. I remember when I was leveling up, and it's very versatile. You'll notice the guy in the back, he was AFK. He was far enough AFK that he doesn't get a share of the coin split, which is nice, because once again I mentioned the repairs are quite high. And it's about that easy, guys. Just rinse and repeat. And the nice thing with Scarlet Monastery is you got 4 instances to choose from, so you're not going to get bored seeing the same, the same old running the same instance over and over again. You can go to different instances, which will get you different loot too. Like I find Armory, even the trash drops different loot than Scarlet Monastery. And even different, obviously, than Library. Library's not too good. They always path back in the Library, so I tend to stay away from that for pulling. This one was really good because I pulled around the corner so that the casters came in from line of sight to keep them all stuck on me. Now you will notice in the background a few of the casters, they're actually, what happens is, I did pull them around the corner line of sight, but when they ran away because they were low health, then they can start firing at you from a distance. So unfortunately you got to go and hit them down so they're not kind of all up in the loot pile, which is a lot easier to obviously loot. Once again, I did mention this, I believe, in my last video for all the ones who have subscribed. If you're not a subscriber, hit the yellow subscribe button in your top right hand corner. What I try to do is bring out different videos, everything from knacks to power leveling tips like this on how you can help out your fellow players. Sometimes, yes, unfortunately they do die. It happens, it's a game. Like this guy here, he almost makes it through this. Because my bubble is almost done, you'll notice as soon, and they come back to me here at that moment. So unfortunately he almost lived, but the bubble is actually still there. It lasted a little bit longer than anticipated. 12 seconds is a long time. And the AoE, you know, that's where you're going to get the advantage of hitting them all down at once. And this guy pulled aggro from some casters, which was too bad. And this one, like I said, it happens once in a while. Unfortunately, they're not always going to be 100% happy if it happens, but when you have so many mobs, it's hard to control them at times. Gee, this is taking quite a while. He must have some really good... what's his health at? About 1200. Now, if you look at the bottom left-hand corner of this clip, that's all the loot that I got. So the little bits add up. I know you could be farming somewhere in, Northrend, or even going to Outlands, but, even these lower instances, the small amounts add up over time. Well, it's definitely nice to get back into SM and do some power leveling, because as you know, that's one thing I do truly like to do. And people actually do appreciate it. Sometimes they get a little rude if there's the odd wipe here or there, but unfortunately, it's a game, with so many mobs, you can't control all those mobs all at once. But some guys really don't understand that. Well, I had ran these guys through Armory like 3 times, SM Cat twice, Graveyard once. Realized it was getting a little late. Just remember, guys, don't overexert yourself if you need to. It's not really that bad to bubble hurt. Just make sure you let your party know that you're sorry, and maybe you'll be able to power level them next time. Speaking of next time, till next time, guys, thanks again for watching the Hobbs Way of Pulling.